Hey y'all, May is here and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. And today I'm going to show you guys how I do my finger coils when I want a super defined look. So if you need help getting a lot more definition with your wash and goes, or you want to make sure that they last all week and that they don't get all frizzy and everything, this is definitely the style to do and technique to use. Now, as a fair warning, this is not a quick style. It's not a quick style. You're gonna sit down for a while, but you're sitting down for a while to make sure it lasts the entire week. So, what can I say? But before I get into the tutorial, first off, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit the bell so you don't miss any future awesome content from me. I'm gonna try to do a lot more tutorials on my channel, trying out new things, new products, new techniques for doing certain things to my hair that I've never done before, so you get to see all those things, possibly some fails, so be sure to subscribe. Also, guys, be sure to comment down below and let me know if you tried out this technique before and what's your favorite way to do your wash and goes. Also, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below so YouTube knows that people should be watching content like this and they'll promote a little bit more. I want to be able to get this content out a lot more, so guys, be sure to help me out by liking this video as well. Also, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on my other socials. I'm on Instagram at MayMayIsHere911 and on TikTok at MayMayIsHere, so be sure you follow me on both. I post on there a lot more while I'm not here on YouTube, but I am, of course, still posting on here once a week, but I'm on my other platforms throughout the week, so be sure to follow me on all three. Without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, I am finally back. I've done most of my head, and as you can see, my hair is super defined. But it took me so long to do these. It took me I started like around 2:30, 3 o'clock at latest. It's almost 9 o'clock. So it took me 6 hours to do these. And the main reason is, as you can kind of tell, I did mine really small and really individualized. I didn't have to do this, but I liked how it looked when I did this first section. So I kept doing it and it took a lot longer than I expected. I'll show you a few ways, show you a few times how to do it the regular way so it wouldn't take you that so long, because my curls don't have to be done this small for my type of curl pattern, but it's what I decided to do for this style today, so that's why it took me so long. But nothing to do with the finish at this point. So I have what was warm water. It's kind of cold now, but it's fine. My hair is more on the high porosity end, so. So just as a recap, I'm pretty much done with these two leave-ins. I'm not gonna try to get any more out of these two. But before, I was using the Tray Luxe Untie the Knot. I finished this up finally at long last. I had this leave-in for like the longest time, and then also the Curls Blueberry Bliss leave-in, which I love. But this is all done as well. So I'm now using the Texture ID Curls Enhancing Primer as my leave-in, and then for the actual gel, I'm actually using more of a light hold gel. So I'm using the Texture ID Styling Custard from the same line because I haven't used these in a while, so I figured why not. Now this goes for the style, but any style really. You want to make sure your hair is moisturized. So like I told you guys earlier, I use a bonding treatment, a shampoo with a more moisturizing but cleansing shampoo, and then I also use a deep conditioner that was really moisturizing on my hair. Yes, favors?
Can I get the denim brush?
Okay. Here you go.
Not this one. Can I get the blue one?
The one I really like I'm using.
Is that not the denim brush when it's blue?
It's called Easy Detangler.
Oh, do you need it?
I'll be alright with that.
Are you sure?
Yes, favors. I can use the denim brush.
Thanks.
No problem. As I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, So you want to make sure your hair is probably moisturized, and when you're styling, you do want to use some type of leave-in conditioner. Unless you're just going to use a cream styler, then that can just be a one-and-done product for you. Or you can still top a gel or a foam on top. That's what works. If you do want this to last for the longest amount of time possible, I would aim for a medium to a strong hold gel, so at least it lasts you throughout the week. But if you use a lighter style, it's still fine because you're defining the individual curls, so you're kind of like training the curl to stay in one place anyway. So I add the leave into this section. It's nice and moisturized. It's also wet. You definitely want to make sure you're working on wet hair, not damp hair for this style. Just starting at the ends and working my way up to my roots. Now, what I've been doing is been taking like really super small sections. So I've been like doing them about these sizes. So what I do is take the individual curl, take my finger, and I'm literally just twirling the curl around my finger. And then it makes this really nice individualized curl. And if I want to like enforce the shrinkage a little bit more, make sure it's curling out properly, I'll just kind of like push it up, so it's kind of being encouraged to curl back up and tighten up when it dries. And again, what I'm doing is taking super small sections. Again, you don't have to take them this small. I'm going to show you what a normal size piece would look like. But again, all I'm doing is taking my finger and twirling the curl, twirling the hair around my finger to create a curl. Push up. I'm actually going to try and twirl this the other direction. Okay, it's also good to try and curling your hair in different directions if it's not curling as tightly coiled, because now you see I twirled it in the opposite direction, so the curl pattern is a lot tighter now. My hair seems to definitely like being curled away from my face. It's very important to find out which way your curls like to curl, or what direction like to be in, because that's gonna make your results a lot better if you can figure that out. You just have to play with your hair a bit, see which way your hair responds a little bit better, and you'll figure it out. But again, I'm just twirling the hair around my finger and then let go, and it forms this perfect curl. I'm gonna do this one last small piece, and then I'm gonna show you what a bigger size looks like. Alright. So what a normal size, if I was just doing my regular finger coils, probably be more like, I know this may not seem like a whole lot bigger, but this is a thicker size piece. And you see when you want to smooth it down, it just kind of starts curling up on its own. So again, I'm still just twirling around my finger, and you got a nice juicy curl. You can kind of tell how it's like a lot bigger than the other pieces. Take another one I just recently did. You can see how this is a lot more bigger and a little more clumped than this one. This one's a little more small. So you can definitely do yours in bigger sections, or even bigger than this. Just keep in mind, the larger amount of hair that you take, the less definition you'll have, or you might have more frizz. Now, you can always separate afterwards. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys a few more sections of me doing like bigger ones. Again, taking a pretty large piece. And I know that I like my hair twirled away from my face, so I'm gonna go underneath and twirl it around my finger. Sometimes it'll end up a little weird. I'm probably due for a trim, so that's part of the reason why. But I can also just smooth the hair back down and then re-twirl. Curl it properly. So I'm gonna take an even bigger section, just have you guys see what it looks like. I would not recommend doing this big unless like your curls are kind of like, this is kind of like the size of your curls, or like the size of how it will curl up if it's like equal in the diameter. But this would be too big for my hair, but I can still do it just so y'all see how it would look. And it still forms a nice ringlet, as you can see, but you can also tell that multiple curls are being clumped together. So when it shrinks up, you're gonna see like a really thick curl. There's not gonna be much spaces in between because multiple curls are caught together. You can then take some oil and separate the curl, but again, if you want to avoid more frizz, you would just split this in half and then go and twirl it around your finger. And that comes out a lot better. You don't see like any gaps in the curl or anything. And then smooth this one back out and go same thing. Go underneath and twirl around my finger. And then you got another perfect curl. It's okay, there's some slight frizz at the root. You can always go back and tackle that if you want. This actually could be broken up a little bit more. The key thing is that you want to try and twirl where, take a piece where your hair kind of naturally separates, because that will kind of let you know where your curls are, and then you would twirl them around your finger. Just so y'all can get a little better example. So you kind of see like I have some curls are kind of like naturally separating already. So ideally I would just take this first piece and then I would twirl. And that curls up perfectly. And I will keep doing that all over. So seeing where it kind of naturally separates some. So like a piece like this. And again, going underneath and twirling. Squinch it up a little bit. Perfect curls. Almost knocked down my light. Also, if my hair starts to feel a little dry, just add some more water. And I may add more product if I feel like it, but you can usually tell if you need more product once you add water. If it's like squishing like that, then you have enough product in your hair. You don't really need to add any more. If you're not hearing that squishing sound, then you would add more product. But once again, seeing where my curls naturally separate, seeing this piece right here, and just twirling it around my finger. Perfect curls. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing this, and I'll check back in with y'all in a little bit. Babers? Babe?
Babe, I'm hot.
You're hot.
Yeah, I'm so hot.
That's wow.
Wow.
I was not even recording. Babe, what you do?
Ooh.
I mean, you did something. You did.
Ooh, we saucy in this bitch. Yeah.
Well, guys, if my boyfriend can do it, that means anyone can do it, even though he's kind of pulling at my scalp a little bit, but you know, and almost blinding me, but you know, it's progress. It's progress, guys. It's progress. That he won't be doing anymore, I promise you. So, you can also wear the hair like this too for a finger coil. You can do larger sections and just keep the hair like this when it dries. Mine's looking a little bit wonky right here. I mostly just because how the hair curls. Like some of my curls will like just curl one direction and then all of a sudden it'll do like a break, typically where the bleach is, and then like go in its own direction. But with this, it's less of a finger curl and more of twisting. You would typically like twist the section, or really when you're twisting, you would keep holding the curl in place. And then it would stay something like this. When it dries, it may kind of look like a lock once it is dry, because it's gonna coil back on itself more. This looks more like locks on tighter textures in mine, especially when it dries, but it's a cute little style and can be protective. But keep in mind, if you do coil your hair like this and keep it in for a while, your hair can lock up. So I definitely want to keep it in any more than 2 weeks. And on the safe side, I would say if you do this and you're not wanting to lock your hair, don't keep this in more than for 1 week, because your hair may start to lock up. But you can wear it like this too. It'll be a cute style. It'll be a little different. If you can, try and get the roots a little bit better than what I'm getting. I don't typically do that type of style, so I'm not used to having to do that. I'm just thinking if I can do it so I can show y'all how that would look. But, okay, it looks a little bit at the root. And you could do a bunch of these. I'm gonna try that one day. See how it would come out on my hair. It would definitely be cool. One other main thing I do want to advise when you're doing a style, you want to make sure the hair is properly detangled, because you're gonna have a lot harder time curling the hair. If you are finger coiling the hair with like knots in it, it's gonna show when it's styled, when the hair dries, because you're gonna see frizz on certain strands and certain pieces, especially right where the knot was in the curl. So you definitely want to make sure the hair is properly detangled before you go ahead and coil it. And likewise, when you take an individual piece, you want to make sure you smooth it out first and then coil. Yeah, I'm definitely need to trim because these ends just keep getting caught up a lot. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I'm sorry, I forgot to like record or even take pictures of me with my hair completely dry, but honestly it basically just looked like this, just dry, because it's so defined. It kind of just lays in place until you actually try and pick it out. But the great thing about finger coiling and having super defined looks when wet, you can actually go out like this. It doesn't look crazy like usually, because if your hair is still wet and you go out, it usually frizzes really easily. But when your hair is like this, it doesn't frizz up so much, so it still looks cute and looks like it's really styled, and it just looks really nice. So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are going to try this out, or what other techniques you like to use to do your wash and goes. And don't forget to like this video, and again, leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye guys.